Hi and welcome to my vlog. My name is Graham Bennett. I'm 27 years old from Melbourne, Australia. I'm a recreational poker player and by no means a professional. I've decided to start a vlog so you can see the game from a recreational player's point of view. I used to stream on Twitch, but since online poker is now banned in Australia, I've resorted to playing more live poker. The stakes I usually play are tournaments up to $500 and cash up to 500 NL. Today I'll be showing you a few hands that I played over 2 sessions of 200 NL. I'll be discussing my thought processes throughout the video. Hope you enjoy. So this first hand takes place during the 200 NL session that we played. We're about 3 hours in or so at this point. Built up a nice stack, sat down with 300, which was the max buy-in for this 200 NL game. We get into a hand with the person directly to our right. He's been aggressive and betting heaps. He gave off a bit of a tell in this hand, which I'll discuss later in the hand. So the hand starts off, you get ace-9 suited on the button. So the guy moves some calls. The villain we're in a hand with raises to 10. I decide to flat on the button with ace-9. And we go to the flop 4 ways. We flop not much at all. The guy who is directly to our right, he's been raising pre-flop, betting the flop, and betting the turn when he has it. He's also been betting pre-flop, betting the flop, and checking the turn when he does not have it. So we decide to float the flop here after it gets checked to the pre-flop aggressor who bets 25. We decide to call and just see what he does on the turn. There are some really good turn cards for us. A queen, club, majority. A king of clubs would be a nice turn card as well. He bets 25, we do call. And we see the turn card, which is the king of diamonds. So in the past we've played with him. Every time he's had it, he's bet the turn as well. And every time he's given up on the turn or checked the turn, he's had nothing at all. In this case, he goes ahead and he checks. We decide to take a stab at the pot. He then actually surprises us by coming over the top and raising. We go into the tank for a little bit and we go with our read that he just doesn't have it when he checked the turn. So we decide to put him all in and he snap folds. So we take that one down with ace high, which is a nice $627 pot. Not bad for 200 NL. Next hand takes place. Same game. A little bit later in the session, not too much later. We get our ace king. There's a raise to 10. We raise to 52. Looking back, I thought too bad actually because considering seat 4's called as well. So I don't mind it. The button calls. Original razor calls, and they go to our right folds. Flop comes out 7, Jack 8 of 2 spades. It's check, check, and check. Check through. I'm not really putting them on specific hands at this point in time. It's more along the lines of, let's see what happens on the turn and see what develops in the hand. The turn pairs the 8. With this card, we actually decide to take a stab with ace high. Ace high could be good here, try and protect some showdown value. We bet 85, we get quickly called by the guy on the button. and the under the gun raiser folds. River is a repeat jack, putting 2 pair of jacks and 8s out there. We check, and he bets $225 into 339. I sat there for about 5 minutes trying to work this hand out. I thought ace queen of spades kind of makes sense with this line, trying to get us off a chop, because we don't have many jacks or 8s in our range at all. Maybe pocket jacks, but I'm probably betting the flop with pocket jacks. So yeah, we don't have many jacks or 8s at all. We do go in a tank for a while, and he does look considerably nervous, as we are thinking and questioning what we should do. Almost called twice within that time, and ultimately threw in the chips for the call. He tables 6-7, and we take down a $790 pot. They're pretty much the only 2 big hands from the first session. The next 2 hands I'll show you are against exactly the same guy in both these hands. Different guy from the last 2 hands though. Pretty much this first hand sets up the second hand as well. So this is the second session we've played. So we get dealt 9-10 in the big blind. Undergun +1's flats, the slimps. The villain raises to 8, gets called, I call, and the limper calls. We go 5 ways to the flop. We flop top pair. Pretty happy with the flop. We decide to see what we're doing, considering we are out of position to the pre-flop raiser. So we check, gets checked, he bets 25. It's folded to us, we call, and the limper calls. The turn puts out the 6 of hearts, now giving us the gut shot. We decide to check, gets checked, he bets 65 into 115. So we've got top pair with a gut shot. Top pair could be good at this point. Could easily just have ace king, say maybe ace king of hearts, now picks up the flush draw, decides to bet it again. Could also have an overpair. Don't really see him having too many 2 pair combinations though here, and not too many 8s either. So a 9 we could be good, a 10 we could be good, an 8 we almost certainly are good. The guy, the limper, I'm not too sure what to make about him, so I decide to flat it, and he gets out the way. Now the river's an interesting card. It's an offsuit 8, giving us the straight. I tank for a little bit of a exactly pot size behind. If he has aces, kings, queens, is he going to bet? Probably not. So therefore we want to take the initiative, and we just shove. Try to make it as bluffy as hell, exactly pot size. Maybe we could have 10 jack of hearts, and with top pair missed our flush, now trying to bluff him off it, an over pair or something like that. He jumps back in his seat in disgust, and eventually folds later on, saying he has an overpair. This next hand is against exactly the same guy. Easily on tilt now, he's getting real agitated at the table, and nothing's really going his way. So we get dealt Queen Jack of diamonds. His under the gun raises to 7. He decides to 3-bet to $25, folds to us. With Queen Jack suited, we can either 3-bet or flat, 4-bet or flat. Decide to just flat. I don't like folding, too much of a strong hand. I'm happy to call the 25 and then fold to a 4-bet from under the gun. So if we flat, folds to under the gun, who just calls as well. The guy that's under the gun is just really solid player. He's probably one of the best players at the table, to be honest. Flop comes out, Jack 4, 5, 1 diamond. Like the flop, top pair, overcard to the board, backdoor diamonds. He decides to bet 40. As he bets 40, he actually says, he goes, "Are we doing this again?" Which kind of made me think he had an overpair, considering the hand we played with him when we had the 9-10. So we call, and the under the gun raiser folds. Turn card, 3 of diamonds. This is one of the best cards of the deck for us. It's an undercard to our jack, so top pair could still be good, as well as giving us the flush draw. He immediately shoves for $204, over betting the pot. We think about it again for probably a good 4 or 5 minutes. If he has aces or kings, we do have 14 outs, so about 28% to hit our card on the river. Not quite getting the right odds to call here, but we do have a big stack, and if we lost a little bit, it didn't really hurt us. We're still only in for the one bullet of 300, because we bought it for 300 as well this night, and ran it up. So after a good hard thought about it, I decide to make the call. Ask him if he wants to run it once or twice. He goes, no, just the once. So once it is, and the river card is the 10 of diamonds. I say flush. He throws his head back. I turn over my hand. He later on goes on to say that he had queens. So yeah, that's nothing you can do about it, I guess. It's a bad call mathematically, but I end up just going with my gut and making the call, and got lucky. Yeah, so thank you for tuning in. This is the vlog number 1. I will try to improve the vlog as we go on, and try and get some actual footage, live footage, not just hand replayer. Although I do like to say thank you to Share My Pair for allowing me to use their software in this video. If you don't have Share My Pair, go to sharemypair.com and download the app. Easy to make hands, easy to watch hands. You get a bad beat, put it on there. You make a nice hero call, put it on there. It's just a social network for poker players who want to share their pair. Alright, make sure to follow me on Twitter and Snapchat. And thank you and good night.